Hi, welcome to a new episode of Philo. This is Amber Greenlee, that's me. I have my co-host and better half here. This is Robin Fisher. She is going to entertain us with all of her regaling tales of awesomeness. Though I do have something to share tonight of coolness that arrived in the mail. Though usually you're the one that shares stuff. Magic Marmot says moo. And then our guest tonight is Chuck Whelon. He's joined us before, so he's a Philo alum now. And Chuck is joining us from San Francisco, Goodman Games artist, as well as comic artist of his own goodness of comics and Earth Space. He and I do a Saturday podcast together called Earth Space Live. And yeah, like thank you for being on my show and letting me, be in charge.
Oh.
I guess.
Nice.
I guess, thank you for being on my show. Letting me be here and stuff. Yes. So let us catch up on where we left off last week. I will bring up the pages. This is my last panel from last week, but I will bring up the page setup. So where we left off, we found out that the buffet space pirates leader was revealed to be the Swedish chef operated by none other than Danny DeVito and Rhea Perlman. And
I'm gonna go get my drink. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Sorry, it's arrived.
No worries. And then, let me, I'll do that for a second, and then I'll do this. There we go. Now we can see it a little bit better. And then, Philo and the crew sneak aboard the pirate ship. So there they are sneaking aboard. They don disguises, so they don't get detected. And then the last little bit down here is the dog follows the smell of the buffet. And I realized looking at the way that Daniel Gabriel Murray lettered it, that buffet is spelled with one T instead of two T's, like I lettered it on the previous page. But I have dyslexia, so I'm going to blame it on that. But yes, that is where we left off in the story, was that the dog was looking for their buffets, or maybe buffets in general. We don't know.
Do you have dyslexia, or are you like me? Just, I don't know. I'm a bad speller. Maybe I have dyslexia. I don't think I have dyslexia. Is when you sort of see letters mixed up. But I have trouble with names. Like when I read names, I don't really read them. Well,
I see words as shapes.
Yeah.
Like I'll see, like the shape.
Yeah, I'll see the shape of a name. Like, I'll have it. That's the name. But...
Yeah, exactly. Like, and then I'll make a mistake where there'll be similar lengths in names, or names that have like similar letters in them, but they're not the same name. And I mix them up because to me they're the same shape. And the same thing with like small words and stuff. Kay says hi, and then one T is correct, two T's are Jimmy. Yes. Hi Chuck, good to see you again, says Magic Marmot. So okay,
Hi.
So let me share your screen. And do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first tonight?
Well, I like it when you go first.
You like it when I go first? Okay.
Yes.
I don't mind going first. That's fine.
I usually have no idea what's going on. You're explaining it to me.
Okay.
Philo and his friends are trying to stop these buffet pirates that are being run by the Swedish chef. It's actually Rhea Perlman and Danny DeVito.
Yes.
And they're spy pirates. They fly in their flying ship.
Yes.
And swoop in and steal a buffet.
Yes, and it looks like a pirate ship with rockets. So what happens? What happens next?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking our audience. I'm asking you. I'm asking everybody.
Yeah, us in the audience. I've got an idea, but
Yeah, Robin's still not back yet.
depends.
And then Pine Fox says, hello, how is everyone doing today? I didn't see it originally because that's paired off of your channel.
Oh, hi, Pine Fox.
Hi, Pine Fox. Here, I'll put that up on the screen. Hi, Pine Fox. See, I did see your comment. It's just I don't hear the dings when they're on Earth Space. Danny and Rhea get served a cease and desist from the lawyers. And then Mr. the Teague, I have a bit of that with words, but I think it was the method of learning to read at the time I grew up. There was a focus on skipping letters to figure out the word quicker, probably because they were only looking at words pages per minute.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes, I did get given like a course of like sort of speed reading where you had to sort of like kind of whiz through it like really quickly.
Okay, so we have.
I mean, you can sort of do it, but I don't know if it really is quite helpful.
We have a cease and desist comes from some lawyers. And this is going to be for Danny DeVito and Rhea Perlman for the Swedish Chef, I guess. Let's see. So what happens after the cease and desist happens? Because Chuck needs something to draw.
Yes, nothing too difficult.
Oh, hi. You put me back on. Sorry.
Yeah. No. I kept checking on you, but you weren't. You you're there now, but you weren't there the last time I checked on you.
No, I left a message as soon as I got back. I left you a message.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think I heard a ding, and so yes. It was over here, I believe. Yes. Okay. All right, there you go. Awesome. They could be served a Cecil desist letter, says Kay. And then spelling is getting lost because we have spell check on everything these days. The pirates are distracted by the lawyers. For all you Bob Clampett fans, giving our crew a chance to try and steal back the buffet.
If the lawyers come in their own flying ship, can I draw like 2 flying ships?
Well, so the cease and desist is coming from the lawyers, and
who wrote the cease and desist?
Probably Disney, because of the Swedish Chef.
So maybe that could be Chuck's panel, whoever it is writing or directing the lawyers to attack.
Oh no, I think it's pretty obvious. I don't think we necessarily need that. No, I like our chat's ideas about it distracting.
Sorry, I didn't know chat had an idea.
Yeah, about the pirates being distracted by the lawyers, and that gives our crew a chance to steal back the buffets.
All right, which one am I doing?
That the pirates are distracted by the lawyers and that they're going to try and steal back the buffet.
Oh,
that's a good idea, Magic Marmot. He thinks that the lawyer ship should have no steers.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm going to do that.
Yes, that's good. I like that. Okay.
What? My son wrote a pun on my cup. Look.
Wait, what are they?
I just noticed the writing. I was like, what the heck? It says, "You are one in a minion."
Funny. How can I find previous episodes of Philo?
You can find previous episodes of Philo. Let's see if I actually have a caption for it. I do not have a caption for it, but I can make
Just
one.
send him the cover of the new book. It's got all the characters on it.
Oh yeah, wait. That's other good news is I finished laying out book the first book of Philo, and it's on Amazon. My proof copy is in the mail. It
well
arrives
done.
this week, and it should be available March 1st. And so that will be the first book of Philo, which is the first story. I think the second book of Philo might be the second and third story, like on top of each other, because the second story is so short.
Mhm.
But yes, but I finally finished laying it out, and I think it looks pretty good. It's very simplistic. Like I gotta start drawing. I realize there's no art on screen on an art show.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, we're gonna.
I mean, you can say it's very simplistic, but I've seen it. There's definitely, you put effort into it. It's not like a rush job or a hack job even.
No, but I mean, it's very minimalistic compared to like.
But we want the story to speak for itself. I mean, the whole point is people can buy it and see their ideas in it.
Yeah.
Like, whenever I try to sell the show to people who've never seen it before, I tell them about the time that my I guess they're my cousins now. My cousins-in-law came over, 2 girls that were 10 years old, and they contributed the flying pig bit. They contributed a whole bunch to the story that night.
Yeah.
And now it's in print.
Yeah, and it's it will be in print March 1st.
March 1st.
So I gotta make like a promo for it and put it up on the website. I still gotta make like a Philo area on the website.
Okay.
That's kind of stuck right now because I have that virus problem, and it's like I want to build like a whole Philo area where I can have all the archives separate from my random archives, because I guess my random archives became random because I couldn't build archives for other things. And so they became my random archives. I don't know is that how you organize stuff, Chuck? Like, are you very organized in your files? I try and be very organized in my files.
I do my best. I mean, yes, I try. I'm quite organized.
I don't know. Like, I had a friend who came over, and he was showing me this search that you can install on your computer, and it works the way that Windows search used to work, where it like finds the file for you right away. It's not like searching the internet and stuff. And anyway, and so when he's like, well, yeah, but if you type this in, how do you know where to find that file? And I'm like, right here in this folder, in this other folder, in this other folder. And he's like, well, how'd you know it was there? And I'm like, because that's where it goes. It's like, yeah, I see. I label my folders and stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
I told you I did the Marie Kondo method. I don't know. She helped me get organized.
Yeah. About, does it bring you joy?
Which files spark joy?
She said basically you don't need to keep any of your paperwork.
Ugh. I think about history and like the paperwork's where all the cool stuff's at. Let's see. It's clean and organized. It's called Everything Fantastic Tool. And so let's see. We'll do this, and then we'll have Danny back here looking perplexed.
So he's the captain of the Buffet Pirates.
What, Danny DeVito?
Yeah.
It could be Rhea Perlman that's the brain. You never know.
Yeah. Okay. No.
Hi, Jeremy.
They're quite an equal partnership. Yeah.
Oh,
Hi, Jeremy.
Yeah, everything fantastic tool. Yeah, okay. I'm doing okay. I gotta figure out how to draw Danny DeVito. Like sitting there. Like, operating
Yes.
the puppet.
I follow this artist who does these dolls. He's called Pigeon Doll, and his work is, I really quite like his style. It's very 1920s in style. And he's been doing like jewelry with his characters, and he's done like, dolls and masks and fabrics and things. Anyways, he did this new thing where he did like the Mermaid Sisters, where one sister had like the tail and the human body and was beautiful, and the other sister had like the fish head and the human legs. And he was telling the story, and his story is that this production company had contacted him because they wanted to turn it into a cartoon. They really liked the idea, and would they get back to him? And so he called them back, and it turned out to be like this 12-year-old girl who just really liked them and really wanted like to just, I don't know, talk to him about it. It was like the audacity. Wow.
That's funny that she's like, I'm a production company.
It worked. He
Yeah.
got his attention.
Let's see, I'll do that. And then, let's see, I need to find an AI tool that can look at all of my photos and organize them in several different cross-reference categories. Let's see, it is not a newsman fish. It is a lawyer fish.
Oh, lawyer fish. That's right. The
Yeah.
lawyer.
Yeah.
Why did we decide on fish? Just out of curiosity.
I think
Because
lawyers look like a bunch of dead fish.
Cool. No, that worked.
Not to insult any lawyers.
yeah, I'm gonna make this guy's like eyes dead. You know, he hates his life.
John Lovett eyes.
Sharky fish. I think they're getting more sharky. Yeah, that's right. They sent a whole squadron of them.
Yeah, and the only reason why I'm drawing mine as a fish is because I saw his as a fish, and yeah, here's his little mouse ears. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, that works. That works. I can do that. I love them. I love the little fish lawyers. You know, that Disney has fish lawyers in the future, that they're so slimy, they have fish lawyers.
They make their own slime.
They make their own slime. Yeah. A very viscous legal system of the future. Yeah. Let's see. Oh dear. Okay. Yay, lawyer fish. I will not be using AI for my photos at all. Yeah, I don't want to use AI either. I'd
be afraid. I mean, you don't know what you're agreeing to, what they can do to manipulate it. It's creepy what they can do. What AI can do with your face. Because my friend, she's really into Snapchat, and I've kind of gotten into Snapchat just so I can talk to her. I don't like it, but and every so often I'll play around with the filters and see what they've got going on. And one of them is like an AI filter that like basically puts you in different places and fills in the gap, but so it looks like you, but it doesn't really look like you at all. It's weird.
Yeah, we'll have Rhea Perlman. I'll give her some eyelashes. She'll be like, "What? What is
she
this?"
She call it one of the bunch. That's funny.
Well, she's closer, and the fish are short.
Oh, okay.
Was kind of how I was reading things. And not only that, but Danny DeVito is very short.
Oh, shoot. Come on, let's change the aspect of my window.
Oh, we lost your
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah, no, it's because I went full screen. I'm right here. I'm back again.
Ah, okay. There you are. All right. Here, I'll leave you in the main screen for a while so people can see what you're doing.
Okay. Well, what am I doing? I'm looking for a nice brush. I keep making brushes. And I'm like,
Hey, wouldn't you say that these fish graduated from law scales instead of law school?
Wah, wah.
Yes.
And their lawyer firm is called the Scales of Justice.
The Scales of Justice. Let's see. Graduated from law schools, says Kay. Law scale, bada bomb. Fish have schools, bada bump, says Jeremy.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. And I'll put the mouse on the papers. On the top of the papers. So we know where the papers are coming from. And they're like those long, print out legal papers. Jimmy McGill the fish. I got it, Jimmy McGill's. And like Rhea Perlman's in like this like dancer suit. Because, she's like a professional puppeteer in my head canon. Yeah, I once got a puppeteering gig because I was the only one that showed up in all black.
There we are.
Well,
I don't know if the audience realizes that my last name is Fisher. I'm the queen of fish puns.
Oh. Pine Fox, I almost missed one. It would be funny if you put in a hidden Mickey. No, we're putting in some plenty of Mickeys, and then love fish puns, says Pine Fox. Yes, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to miss your comments. It's just I don't hear the ding from Chuck's side. That's okay.
what?
You are getting comments on your Twitch channel.
Oh.
And I don't hear the ding from your side as your producer does. That I help set up for him.
I've got a message here saying, "Hello, chat. I'm here to help make the web a welcoming place."
No, yours are purple. You have
hi.
Your Pine Fox is one of them, and who's the other one? There were two of them. Oh, you. Pine Fox and you.
Well, what is it here?
Let's see. Now I gotta draw the Swedish chef. Like, what is going on with this legal paperwork?
Do you think silly hats will come back in fashion? Like in the days of Napoleon and that, everyone went around with ridiculous.
I think that hats look silly to different generations. Different hats look silly.
And things.
But that's what I'm saying. Is during the time of the big feathers and everything, that didn't look silly.
Yeah,
right?
Silly if you didn't.
By today's standards, it's a silly hat, right? But by that standard of that day, it was not considered a silly hat. It was considered like the hat of the day. Like some of those hats were considered wow, look at that hat.
So you think it will come back then?
I think that I think fashion goes around, spirals and circles around the drain of fashion. and it, you know, there was a crazy phenomenon that happened in Europe, in Northern Europe, where all these like basically rich brats during the like mid-Renaissance started visiting Italy, and they got wrapped up in macaroni, basically, you know, like noodles and stuff like that.
Yeah,
was like,
macaroni and canaletto.
yeah, that's what they absolutely loved, right? And so it became fashionable for them to say like, oh, that's so macaroni, like that's so cool, right? And so when like fashion, like they were like wearing their opulent dress and like the best stitching, and look at my wig, and you know, and it was getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, it became to the point where it became macaroni fashion. And the only examples we have of macaroni fashion is people making fun of it because it was so outrageous. But it was what the elite were wearing in the day. And it was like, we're talking women with live animals in cages in their hair, right? We're talking
Wow.
like men with heels so high they're having a hard time walking because it's hurting their back, right? And this is the first time that high heels have like been introduced into fashion, right? And so when you think about the song Yankee Doodle, Yankee Doodle went to town riding on a pony, put a feather in his hat and called it macaroni. That's what that line means. Right? Is he put a feather in his hat and it's like, look how cool I am. Right? It's not gibberish. And so, like, if you ever want to find out, like, what happens to fashion, study macaroni fashion, because it became so expensive to produce that no tailor wanted to make it anymore. And so the people who wanted it, suddenly no one wanted to make it for them. And like,
and when it rains, it would just flop down.
Well, I mean, we're talking the collars that are like so tall that you have to keep your head up. They're starch collars because you're royalty, and it's to prove that you're not bending down to work, right? So you're wearing this staunch starch collar, right? And after a while, the collars got bigger and lacier and everything like that. Well, there's a while where like they just got so fucking uncomfortable that no one wanted to wear them. You know, don't worry about it. Silly hats will definitely come back. I can't survive in high heels. But yeah, I'm drawing Danny DeVito. I'm sorry.
So you don't want them to come back, but you think they will come back?
I think that fashion goes in circles, and when you see some of the stuff that's on the runway, and you realize like the influence of things, like some of that stuff is already coming back, right? And
they're getting into the 90s now. They're done with the 80s now. They like the 90s.
No, I'm talking like the 1500s. I'm talking we're seeing things like the starched collar. Jeremy says, I remember Danny DeVito bot would quote RT me anytime I mentioned Danny DeVito. It would say, Danny has heard ye.
Wait, I should do these little fishy things.
Let's see. And then we'll have...
That's pretty cool, Jeremy.
This was on Twitter back in the 2000s.
This guy's like one of those old-time country lawyers here.
I always like the Jeremy. I always like the bot that was the spelling bot, the owl spelling bot. I forget what you had to say, but it would correct your spelling. You just had to call it up. It would show up. I like those little bots. They have those bots in Reddit too, where they're like, this is a stolen thing, or this is a high Q. I noticed one the other day that was like, you just made a high Q, I'm a bot.
Yeah.
I agree with Magic Marmot. We should have Zoot Suits again. Yep.
Yeah.
I think the Space Oilers are sort of like the the Guild Navigators in Dune.
Zoot Suits
So
were
like evolved.
a protest against the war effort because it was a limit on fabric and stuff, for the war effort. And the Zoot Suits were basically, large uses of fabric. So it's like, screw you, war effort. I'm going to make my suit as big as I want.
Oh.
Did you ever see Malcolm X, Chuck?
Yeah, I did. I went to see it when it came out in the theater, and there was an intermission.
So at the beginning of the movie, when Spike Lee and Denzel Washington are doing their strut in those big suits with the giant hats.
Yeah, I know.
Those are the Zoot Suits. Those are Zoot Suits.
Yeah, all right. I didn't grow up in a cave.
No, I wasn't saying that. I was just you sounded like you didn't know what they were, so I was just helping.
I knew what they were. Yeah, we didn't really. They didn't. I don't know if they had it the same way. There were Teddy boys that had these sort of. Kind of like,
theirs were more longer and not so shoulder.
Yeah.
And they didn't have such huge baggy pants. I think when you start getting into the 80s and you start getting to Morris Day and that, he goes back to the Zoot Suit thing.
Yeah. There was.
And then, of course, in the 90s, and I got heavily involved in that scene, was when the Squirrel Nut Zippers and the Cherry Poppin' Daddies were sort of like the 90s swing revival.
Micromastophobia says it depends on the cave. Some caves are awesome.
I don't think you could call yourself the Cherry Popping Daddy.
As long as it's not the cave from The Descent, because that cave is terrifying. That's right. You don't like scary movies. I don't want to. Probably shouldn't tell you about that cave.
Oh, I know about that cave. I read about a lot of scary movies. I just don't watch them. One of my favorite directors of all time is David Cronenberg, and he does a lot of scary movies. But I tend to not watch his scary stuff. I'll read it, not watch it, because I get scared.
His I want to say, was it Cronenberg who did the Pinhead movies?
No, that's David Lynch. Or no, Hellraiser, you mean? No, that's Clive Barker wrote those.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Hellraiser. That's Clive Barker. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Right, what's going on with Neil Gaiman? He totally screwed. I mean, he's into all this kinky stuff.
Why are we talking about Neil Gaiman?
I don't know, because you talked about Clive Barker. They were
okay.
They were kind of around together, like Neil Gaiman and Clive Barker.
I was just trying to figure out who did, the Hellraiser movies, because there was a lot of body.
Well, there's a whole bunch of them, so I don't know. I have not memorized each director for each one of them.
Well, I was talking about mostly the first and the second one.
Yeah, I don't know the directors of them. I just know that they're written by Clive Barker, a British author who actually I've read quite a few of his books, and his stuff is scary as well. I've never seen. He has a 2-part book series called The Books of Blood, and they've done a bunch of short stories.
Books of Blood.
And they've done a bunch of them to movies, and I've never watched any of them because I know they're terrifying. But Nightbreed, I believe, is one of his movies. I wish they made Weave World into a movie. That was a really good book. But yeah, Clive Barker has written some good stuff.
Yeah, I never really read any Neil Gaiman except for the one that he wrote with Terry Pratchett, Good Omens, which was.
Oh, Good Omens, yeah. With Gaiman, I've read a lot of his stuff, but there's a bunch that I haven't read by him, so I guess I'll never read it.
No, but great. I really recommend it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, they really speak highly about the TV series too, eh?
Well, I don't know. Of Terry Pratchett, I don't know. They've done different things.
No, but this new TV series has David
Tennant.
Yes, and Michael Sheen.
Yeah, I think that was a good show. Yeah, I like that sort of better than the book, really.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Is it's even better.
Yeah.
Magic Marmot wants me to know that he loves Cronenberg and that he got the Hitman Omnibus hardcover and it's freaking heavy. Yeah, well, I hope the whole story's in there. I don't know if the whole thing's in there. I've not actually looked at the omnibus. Jeepers, if you'd have to buy a second omnibus, what a pain in the butt. Yeah, I gotta say, big books, I mean, because they did all the Hellboys like that, where they made giant omnibuses, and I can respect it and appreciate it, but part of me is kind of like, maybe it's because I'm getting older, but it's a little freaking annoying. Like, I'm trying to read this book right now, it's the Andy Warhol Diaries, and like, look how thick this thing is. It's not something you just casually bring into the toilet with you, you know what I mean? Like, it's a tome.
No, you leave it there.
It's too big.
No, you leave it there. You give it its own little table, and then when you're in the bathroom, that's where you go. Anyway, I think I'm ready for panel 3, and so you can continue working on panel 2 if you have some time.
Well, all right.
Or if you need some time.
Jeremy wants everyone to know that he's trying to make it a point to devote his attention to creators who are less problematic, and I have to agree with him, and he's of course referring to Neil Gaiman. And Magic Marmot says, I've got all the Hellboy and the BPDRD in digital form. I've got the trade paperbacks and some of it in solo issues too, because I've been collecting Hellboy for a really long time. Long time. I have lots of Mike Mignola stories.
What happens after the pirates are distracted by the lawyers?
Hellboy shows up.
Sorry. And then Mike Mignola's lawyers show up, and then the lawyers have to fight it out.
It's a vicious cycle of lawyers, constant lawyers.
Let's see. I got the Hitman Omnibus one hardcover. It's freaking heavy. Let's see. I got all the Hellboy and BPRD in digital form. Lost all of mine in the fire. Yeah. I feel with that. Our crew steals back the buffet. That's right, because they're distracted, right? So buffet suit. Okay.
Do they go to it back to their own pirate ship?
Well, wait. The lawyer's ship is docked with the pirates. Maybe they steal the lawyer's ship.
Magic Marmot thinks that they should have help from Jimmy Buffett, which I think is kind of a funny idea. I like it.
Oh, now I have to look up a picture of Jimmy Buffett.
He's just an old grizzly man who wears t-shirts and sandals all the time.
Didn't he pass away?
Yeah, I think last year.
That's where I got the 2 T's for buffet was Jimmy Buffett. I was spelling
Warren Buffett.
Yeah. Oh! I got the perfect picture. Okay. So what is it? The our crew. Let's see. Philo and the gang steal back their buffet.
They're not liberating all buffets everywhere.
Jimmy Buffett.
They accidentally get Jimmy Buffett.
And Phoebe Buffon. Jimmy Buffett and Phoebe Buffon.
Warren Buffett.
And Warren Buffett.
Let's see.
Little Miss Buffett.
Let's see. It's Phoebe Buffet, it says, not Buffon.
Oh yeah, Phoebe Buffet.
Oh, sorry, Buffet. It's still close to buffet, is it not?
Okay. I'll give you that.
And Chuck came up with some other good ones. He came up with Warren Buffett and Miss Muffet.
Little Miss Buffett. Little Miss Buffet.
Little Miss Muffet.
Little Miss Buffet. I don't know.
I can't think of any others. Those are pretty good.
That's asking a lot. of me to draw in one little panel, so I'm going to cut it off at Jimmy Buffett and Phoebe Buffet. Because I don't I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out as we
I need
go.
to come on the show as a viewer more so that I can tell you what to draw.
Yeah, and then
The
you'll
boss
be
us
like,
around.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have to do. Then you have to listen to me.
like Britney Spears and her little brother Kosher Dill Hawaiian shirts. They can sing about cheeseburgers in paradise.
Britney Spears and Kosher Dill.
Let's see. So, I think
I always do that. Like, I work with 16-year-olds, and I always do that where I, like, totally straight-faced lie to them sometimes. And they always get it, but sometimes for a second, they're like, what? Like, the other day we were listening to the radio. Like, the radio always plays, and it's always, like, cheesy music or whatever. And they're playing Britney Spears' Hit Me Baby One More Time. So I turned to one of my coworkers, and I was just like, remember how back in the old days, Britney Spears was an advocate for domestic violence? They were like, what?
I never really. Yeah, I mean, like, what is she saying?
Hit me, baby, one more time.
All right, poor Brittany.
It's not true, but they're pretty quick to figure it out. But for 1 second, they believe me. There's a lot to be said for a straight face.
I guess we'll have like Armand kind of like walking here, and then he's gonna be like lifting. I guess. I don't know. How do you draw a octopus lifting a buffet?
The whole entire table with everything on it, so nothing has to change.
Well, the thing is like at this point, everything's just kind of in the center of the tablecloth. You know, it's just kind of piled there.
Okay.
And so.
All right, I'm ready for another panel.
Awesome. Okay, you're on panel 4. So what goes on in panel 4? I'm so distracted. Let's see. They can sing about cheeseburgers in paradise. Let's see. He needs 3 legs to stand, so he has a few others to keep carrying stuff. Yeah, so I can do that. Let's see. And then I guess our mushroom guy can be like keeping it up in the center. And then dog's just happy there's going to be table scraps.
All right.
Oh, did I lose? I lost Robin. No! Robin! Come
Here.
back!
What am I doing?
Yeah.
Britney Spears.
I'm still here.
Cheeseburgers.
Let's see. Okay. So, all right. So what happens after they're trying to steal the buffet because everybody's distracted?
Yeah, wait, what's happening in yours?
Well, in mine, they're sneaking away, and I'm gonna have the fish back here, and then I'm gonna have like all of the pirates looking this way at the fish.
You should have the dog trailing after them, eating all the food that like tumbles off the blanket or off the tablecloth.
Well, I put them in up here by Philo.
Oh, okay.
Pine Fox says the next panel could be them sneaking by everyone with the food, and he says, "Top, never mind." Yeah, and so this is like they're all gonna be looking this way.
You're already doing them sneaky by everyone with the food.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that. Yeah. So what happens next? Like, does one of the pirates notice them? Do they get away with it?
Well, are they gonna
Is the fork
abscond
drop?
into the lawyer's ship or into their own ship?
They kind of grappled on. They didn't have their own ship. Remember, they're away.
So
from
then they better
ship
get
now.
into the lawyer's ship.
So I think you're drawing the lawyer's ship.
All right.
I think you're drawing the lawyer's ship, and I think it's Philo and the gang. Let's see, they steal back the buffet with Jimmy Buffett and Phoebe Buffet. All of them steal away in the lawyer's ship, and I guess it has little mouse ears.
Philo and friends escape in the lawyer's ship.
Yeah, and I guess the lawyer's ship has little mouse ears because that was one of the suggestions.
Now, because the lawyers are fish, should the inside of the lawyer's ship be water filled?
They don't seem to need it.
Okay, just checking.
We're going off of Treasure Planet rules where people can breathe in space.
Okay, cool.
Okay? Yeah.
Oh. That'd be great. And then you could just fly off into the infinite blackness.
Yeah.
So Princess Leia did it for a bit. She got all froze, but then even froze up.
Oh, my brother wanted you to know that today's appearance of me came with great sacrifice.
Oh, why is that?
The 3-year-old had a giant meltdown for like a half hour when I told him I had to come upstairs to do the show.
Oh no.
It was a big deal. There's a lot of like collapsing and screaming and a lot of screaming.
Oh, I understand that. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to when he finally realizes the screaming doesn't help at all. It doesn't get him anywhere. But he's still 3, so I don't know when that's gonna happen. Maybe not for another year.
No, that'll be in his 30s.
His 30s.
You know, I'll be in his 30s. He might figure that out. Let's see, okay. We'll do this, and then we'll have here's some sails up here. Okay. There we go. So then they're gonna have a buffet. Are they? By the way, welcome back, Jeremy. So then they're gonna have a buffet. Are they gonna become their own buffet pirates after this?
What do you mean?
Well, are they gonna try and return it back to the cruise ship? It's pretty mangled at this point.
No, the cruise ship's exploding in the background here. I'll save you that problem. They escape in the lawyer's ship as the cruise ship explodes.
Why is the cruise ship exploding?
Well, you'll have to find out in the next panel when someone says they put a bomb on it.
No, they weren't on the cruise ship. They were on the pirate ship.
Well, it's a mystery to be solved in the next panel.
Did the pirate ship exploded?
I don't want the pirates to die.
You don't want the pirates to die?
No.
Right.
Extreme.
Okay, then they're going to have to chase after Philo somehow in the wreckage of their ship. They won't die because they're in space anyway. You said they could breathe in space. So if their ship explodes...
No, Treasure Planet rules. People can breathe in space.
Yeah, so then they're just floating in space. They're very unlikely to die in the explosion. Because they would just...
Does Philo and crew go back and pick them up because it doesn't want to leave them to die?
I don't know.
See, it's gravity that causes all that.
I'm not the one who came up with the idea of something exploding, and neither did
we
the
don't
audience.
have to do that. It's all right. I was just thought because you were saying that you didn't really know why they were fleeing the...
No, I'm just saying what happens after they take the The buffet. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, they'll probably sell it at auction, knowing lawyers.
Well, our crew aren't lawyers.
Oh yeah, okay, no, the crews aren't, but they're just in the lawyer ship. Maybe the lawyer ship's got a mind control device making them act like lawyers.
Your mind is an interesting and unique place. The cruise ship could explode because the pirates left a big barrel filled with gunpowder and a long fuse. The pirate ship exploded because the pirates got confused thinking they were blowing up the cruise ship while taking their booty aboard the lawyer ship. And then everyone mixing up the shops. And then, yeah, people seem to be behind the cruise ship exploding. So they seem to like your idea.
Mr. the Teague thinks the pirate ship should explode. I think you're evenly divided. Some want cruise, some want pirate. Either or.
Well, I don't think anyone needs to actually, die. They can, get on the wreckage of their ship. Or they combine the pirate ship with the cruise ship, or they take over the cruise ship. Seeing Philo's little crew there in the window.
Down tempo is very down tonight. Usually it's a little up. Pine Fox says, what if they both exploded like a chain reaction? And then Magic Marmot says, Disney finds out the lawyer ship has been stolen, so now there's a Disney fleet after them.
Ooh. Yeah, I forgot it's like that. Has Disney animated any sharks other than in Finding Nemo, I suppose?
Yes, there was a shark in The Little Mermaid.
The Little Mermaid.
But he was a scary shark. Epic space battle!
Well, I decided to give this ship a lot of rigging, so it'll be nice and easy to draw. I'm not really thinking about what else to draw again.
Yeah, I'm drawing a very happy dog here. Very happy dog. He's like, oh boy, I'm going to be able to get table scraps.
Now, Amber, I know you're always curious about Doctor Who, so I thought I'd let you know that YouTube right now, like the BBC, have released a lot of classic episodes of Doctor Who on YouTube.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I never really watched a lot of the classic episodes. Again, it was Eccleston that was probably my first Doctor, but Tennant, the one that captured my heart.
Yes, well, he was very good, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, all that old stuff. I mean, it sort of depends what you like, but I mean, it does hold up quite well.
Mr. Teague's interest is piqued. He says, original Run Who? Which ones?
Well, I'm currently, they've got the whole of the season with the first season with the second Romana, where they have the City of Death. Starts off with Destiny of the Daleks, where the Daleks are trying to find Davros. Or they meet they're being fought by some sort of robots from the future who are quite interesting because they're all that's definitely one to watch. Yeah, the robots from the future are kind of interesting. They seem like humans. They seem like they're very progressive humans, but it turns out they're robots.
They're not all that progressive at all.
No, so well, they were quite progressive robots. They were able to see sense in the end, but they were fighting the Daleks. But the trouble was that their computers were locked in a stalemate with the Daleks, and the Daleks were trying to break the stalemate by resurrecting Davros, or digging up Davros at that point. And Doctor Who had them all play scissors, paper, stone. Well, not the Daleks, but the progressive robots from the future. I mean, it's funny. And then the next episode, they're running around in like Paris, and then it's sort of quite authentic. Like, I mean, no matter how sort of inauthentic it is when they're in the spacesuits, but then you just wouldn't really make those aliens again, or they're always very sort of kind of weird and creative, and they're always telling some good story.
Original Doctor Who, and then Hartnell Baker or other Baker, says Mr. Teague.
Oh, I'm fond of all of them, really. I mean, I guess Tom Baker was sort of the era that most people like. I'm quite fond of John Pertwee because I sort of vaguely remember that era. I know that I looked at them, but I didn't really remember seeing them. But I read a lot of those books. And then I like Patrick Troughton whenever he comes up, and the First Doctor. So that's most of them. And then when I went back and looked at it, I mean, then I realised I really liked all Peter Davidson a lot. Like that era, and I liked all of them really. So there's not many of them. Yeah, they're all good.
Amber, a spam bot has entered the chat.
I will take care of that. Goodbye.
And Chuck Tina is saying hi.
Oh, hi, Tina.
And
Bruce is there.
goodbye.
Hi, Bruce.
Hi,
I don't see
Bruce.
Bruce's comment.
Hi, Tina. Yeah. Spambot's gone.
That's interesting. Tina can see Bruce's comment.
Yeah, I had a spam bot in my Twitch, and so yes, and so I'm drawing fish lawyers sent by Disney, wearing little fish ears.
They all graduated top of their class.
Mr. Teague says, I love McMoy. I think I just automatically love the Scottish doctors.
Oh yeah. He was a great doctor. That was great. Yeah, that was a great season.
Yeah, again, I haven't had an opportunity to watch a lot of the classic Doctor Who. It's something I really should put on in the background while I'm drawing.
Yes. Although I do that a lot, but I did notice that actually it's not nearly as easy as Star Trek to watch. Like Star Trek, you can sort of have that in the background. You sort of know what's going on quite well. Doctor Who, there's a lot more sort of weird noises and sort of running around in corridors, and you're like, what's going on?
Well, that's why you have it up on the screen while you're drawing, and you can just
I mean, what I'm saying is it requires a little more, like, what you already want to know what's going on. Otherwise, you only get like, I don't know, because there's usually quite a lot going on. You get it on the sort of surface level, but but this was also sort of bad, I don't know.
Oh, and these space pirates aren't all human. They can be anything. Should they come up again, I guess. I love McMoy. I think automatically love the Scottish doctors. Yeah, that comment has already been read.
Well, we can read it again if it's a good comment.
What I did was start by going through the top story series from each incarnation. Oh, that's probably a good idea. That's probably a good place to start, because then I'm not like, sifting through the episodes that are like maybe not paced as well.
Yeah. You know, I mean, it's uneven, definitely. I mean, I think that some of the ones they've got up on YouTube right now are good.
Yeah.
Good ones up there. A lot of people like Genesis of the Daleks. That's quite a good one. So.
Well, they probably did some, made sure that it was some of their best episodes, probably to try and keep an audience, like build their audience.
Yeah, I think they thought about it. Yeah. They've got a good mix of different things. I always love Daleks because they're so funny. They're very horrible and evil. They're also funny. I mean, but yes, you shouldn't be deceived by how comical they are.
Well, yeah, they think they're logical, but they're so angry.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's like, no, you guys just need to calm down and realize that, if you exterminate all life, that includes you. Right?
There's all other life. I think, that's the thing. They want to be the supreme being. They don't exterminate all life. Also, no, humanoids make useful slaves and servants to them. So they just want to rule everything. They don't want to destroy everything.
Yeah, that's Cylons that want to destroy everything.
Are you talking about like original Cylons or like new Cylons? New and improved Cylons?
I was just being a smart ass.
That's Battlestar Galactica, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
there are two incarnations. There's the new and the old.
And there's the new.
I watched the first season of it, and like I spotted every Cylon before they were revealed, and I went, oh, I know what beats this story's following, and I'm like, I won't be surprised by this. Okay, why waste my time?
Well, you know what? I also kind of dropped out of it early on, but then my brother-in-law really likes it. And he likes a lot of Dune and all sorts of things, sci-fi stuff. So I thought, I'll check it out. And actually, then I sort of got into it. I didn't really start watching it till about, sort of probably halfway through season 2, where I sort of picked it up again. And it was pretty good. It is good all through to the end. It is. I don't know. I do recommend it. Yeah. But it's not. It's like a little. It's you have to sort of get into it a bit.
Yeah, it's a slow
build.
More
a meditation on society and robots. There was one episode that will always stay with me that was quite brilliant, and eventually they're in their ships and they're away from the planet and they're living on their own, and they encounter another ship with a captain whose attitude towards Cylons is completely different from theirs, and it's just how the two different leaders rule their little microcosms, and how there's friction because they don't see eye to eye, and it's a life or death situation because there's only so many humans left.
Yes,
it's fascinating. It's fascinating.
Yeah, there's like 47,000 or whatever, but the number changes each week. The number went up or down last week, and the little. She's very good as the president.
Mary McDonald.
Yeah. And Boltar's pretty funny. Yeah, he's good. He's the evil Englishman. He's not really. I don't know. He's a conflicted character. He's very conflicted.
Very, very conflicted. I mean, there is a lot of predictability to it. I'm not saying it's genius and brilliant and innovative and different, but I am saying that as a meditation on humanity and the future of humanity and how they're going to relate to AI and technology, which is really, really, really valid in our society right now. It's not a bad TV show.
AI, yeah, exactly. And it's very emotional too, though, because that's really where it gets you. Is like you have these sort of very big emotional things, and that can happen like in just a sort of glance or something. It's really underplayed. So again, if you're just sort of watching in the background, you miss like a lot of the sort of impact of some of the things that are like really.
And like it's really starting to happen. What was it? There's a football player that's got like a robot, and the robot like ran away because they were abusing the robot. That just happened like this last couple weeks.
Wait,
Did you guys hear about it?
What,
No.
There's an American football player, and he's got one of these robots. You know, the ones that they use to like I don't know, challenge balance and like pick up packages and stuff. It's got no head or anything. It's just got like arms and legs and a body. And there's a video of them beating the robot, like pushing it down and kicking it and hitting it. And apparently the robot ran away from the house because it didn't want to get abused anymore. It ran away. So, I don't know.
What? I mean, it had AI,
something to think about.
AI in the robot learns to run away.
I don't know how it worked, like, because if the robot's not sentient, but like the whole point of the video is they were like, look, men given a chance, they're still going to destroy something. It doesn't matter, how expensive it is or how much feelings or non-feelings it has, they're going to destroy it.
Okay, well, some people would.
Magic Marmot says that seems sus, but I kind of agree, because I don't understand how the robot would like know to leave, but I don't know. Look it up, I guess. I'll look it up now and see what it says. But I saw the video of them hurting the robot. Like,
if you program
they're pushing it and kicking it down.
You program.
Sorry, what?
If your Roomba gets stuck in the corner, they program it to like figure out how to get out. So I mean, it's being programmed to like not, the laws of robotics. It has to preserve itself, doesn't it? And then it's not getting broken.
Maybe that's what it was self-preservation.
Hey, Lobius guy. Let's see. Was that a Pixar shirt? I remember seeing that. Okay, I think I'm done with my panel. I think I'm ready for panel 5. So they take off in the lawyer's ship. So this is my panel. Is they steal the buffet, and then they take off in the lawyer's ship. So what happens after they take off in the lawyer's spaceship? Wait, anyone? Bueller? Roomba hacking is a whole thing. What if it was a fake story written by AI as propaganda?
You could be right, because I'm trying to find it and I'm not finding anything. I mean, I saw the video of them pushing the robot around, but it could be fake. Robot sympathy, right? I'm a robot sympathizer.
Yeah, well, you're right. Mr. Data had an episode where Mr. Data proved his right to be, a person, like a being, not a robot.
I don't know. They might have dinner. Let's see. So, well, okay. Weren't we talking about a fleet of ships coming after them? Maybe a panel of the fish and everyone freaking out? Like, weren't we talking about, like, the fleet? Because Disney's like, you stole our ship. So, yes.
Fish and chips.
Fish and chips. Yes. So,
yeah, I can't find anything about it. There must be like fake news.
Yeah. Yes. Let's see. Disney.
Well, when did you see this news? On TikTok?
Yeah, and like it showed the video of this
Releases?
football, this NFL player who had this expensive robot, and it showed. And he's like playing a video game, but the robot's like behind him, and two of his friends are like pushing the robot around, and then he's also like pushing the robot down to the ground. And it said that the robot ran away because it got tired of being pushed around.
Well, I mean, if they're starting to achieve consciousness, then you got a problem.
I should say. Wait. I shouldn't say Disney. I should say Disney.
Well, maybe we're going to get all these slaves that are going to do everything for us.
to get their ship back.
Wouldn't that be weird? Like, there'd be sort of everything, the AI was running everything, made everything efficient, robots going around doing everything for us.
Well, that's the funny thing. It's funny you say that, because the videos I am getting are all about robots playing football.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's about as interesting. It's more interesting than watching regular people. I'd rather watch Robot Wars than the Super Bowl.
Robot Wars was so cool to watch because, the thing is there's no mercy in Robot Wars because it's a robot.
Yes.
Right? It's robots. So when you see like robot blood gushing out and like the things still getting beat, like that in Gladiator times, that was a Christian and it was a lion still eating the Christian.
Well, I understand that what people say that it makes us soft. When you're not seeing people actually get eaten by lions for entertainment, it makes everybody soft.
Oh, you're saying that we should get eaten by lions?
Yeah.
Survival of the fittest, baby.
Okay, so what happens
when the aliens come? The aliens are going to come and blow us all up. We got to be ready.
What happens after Disney launches their space fleet?
We've all seen that movie. But it'd be funny if it didn't, though. I think it'd be fun. Yeah, they went out and everybody's very happy. Yeah, they have that problem with Star Trek because, in Star Trek, they were basically that was Gene Roddenberry's genius and the problem that he made for everybody, that we're supposed to have solved all our problems and really living in quite a nice, happy place.
I don't know if Disney's still sending out
cease and desist.
Cease and desist.
Yes, of course. Why would they stop?
What are you drawing? What am I drawing? Disney launches their space fleet.
AI consciousness is something I've studied for 30 years now, says Magic Marmot, and robot lions. All the Disney fleet captains fight over who gets to sing, says Mr. the Teague.
Flying Fox thinks there should be a chase scene. I agree. Through an
Chase
asteroid belt.
All right, is that what I'm drawing?
Yes, I like that. Chase panel.
Through an asteroid belt.
Yeah.
Is what it says.
Yeah, I like that. That's awesome.
So who's chasing who?
You're gonna have a fleet of Disney ships.
Okay, the fleet of Disney ships.
Oh, the lawyers are onto them, are they?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, I mean, their ship was stolen. All they had to do was sound the alarm.
Find another one.
Pursue Philo.
Yeah, but Disney wants their property back.
Magic Marmot thinks each of the ships should be based on a Disney character.
Into an
I was gonna make them all like corporate.
Donald, Mickey, and Goofy.
Maybe, I don't know. The ship has the equivalent of a GPS tracker.
Disney ships. Chase Philo's gang. Actual asteroid field. As in, you're not actually going into an asteroid field, are you?
Yeah. We'll just put these like Mickey hats on top.
Fleet.
Magic Marmot says the ship has the equivalent of a GPS tracker, and the dog discovers the tracker. They attach it to one of the escape pods and launch it.
I can have the some Star Destroyers up here. That's not a problem.
You should make them look like pizza because that's what Jeremy was saying.
Yeah.
Well, not the ship pizzas, but he said, low base guy was saying fish and pizza.
Oh, fish and pizza.
So maybe make the Star Destroyers look like pizza. I don't know. No, sorry, Jeremy, I was wrong. It was low base guy, not you. My mistake, Jeremy. I'm sorry, Jeremy. Sorry.
Right. Jeremy. Let's see, we'll do that, and then yeah, we'll have.
Hey, so I watched a pretty cool documentary the other day
Yeah.
when I was writhing in pain with food poisoning.
Ugh. Yeah, I got food poisoning last week and this week. Sucked.
I got it on Thursday, and thankfully it was only 24 hours because it was miserable. I hated it.
Mm.
But the documentary I watched was on Tom Green, and it was awesome.
Good. Is he
And it was
Canadian?
Yeah, he is. And it was pretty exciting because I've like been involved in his story since the beginning. He even made fun of my aunt on one occasion live on television.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he used to be in a hip hop band, a Canadian hip hop band, and we used to listen to his album all the time when I was in Army Cadets. And yeah, so I've seen him live a bunch of times, and I've watched his show a lot.
Yeah. Insulting your relatives, that's a good way to get in favor with you.
What?
Robin, insulting your relatives. Like he said he made fun of your aunt.
Yeah, well, he was in Thunder Bay, and he was like, this is the dysfunctional strip mall. And he was saying it because on one end was a strip club, and on the other end was like this religious store that had like Bibles and iconographic stuff and, just religious stuff. So he went into the strip club and he learned some dance moves and stuff and got some money. And then he went into the religious store, and I thought the woman looked like my aunt, but when she started talking, I realized it was my aunt. And he was like, I was just next door. Do you ever have tea with your neighbors? And he was like, I just learned some dance moves. Do you want to see me dance? And he started humping the ground, and then money came out of his pockets. And he started yelling about how God was stealing his money. And it was the funniest thing ever. And so I got it on VHS. I managed to record it. And I showed my dad because that's his sister, who's like 13 years older than him. And he thought it was hilarious. But my mom wanted a copy of the video because she wanted to show my aunt so my aunt could sue him. And I was like, you do that on your own time. I'm not going to be party to that.
She's 13 years older than him.
Yeah. He didn't even know he had a sister until she came back at one point because she joined the military for a little while. She was like a secretary, I think, in the Air Force. And yeah, she came back when he was like 5 or something, and he was like, what's the sister? He didn't even know he had one. This was like the 50s, the 40s and the 50s ish, so it was a weird time, I guess.
Well, okay. She's not. Yeah, okay. yeah, it's a weird time back then.
There's all sorts of stories like that. I mean, I shouldn't really get into them. My parents would be pissed if they knew I was talking out of school. So, but yeah, like there's lots of stories like that from families that no one ever talks about. Like I'm learning, they call it dishonest harmony, where like parents of the boomer generation were really keen on making sure that everything on the outside looked perfect, but on the inside it could be complete chaos as long as nobody knew.
Well, I think everybody thought everybody else was living a perfect life all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, who knew what was going on? Yeah, it was those crazy times. I don't know. Like we were sort of first being exposed to all this advertising as well. Now we're just like one media after another. But we're solving that problem by making our own media. Making more media.
I'm end of Gen X. Magic Marmot says he's a boomer, but he's definitely more Gen X. I'm tail end of Gen X. I'm like the last 3 years of it.
Let's see. The dog discovers the tracker. They attach it to one of the escape pods and launch it. Technically, I'm a boomer. Yeah. I'm at a weird age because I'm at 1983, so it depends on which calendar I'm looking at. Some calendars call me Gen X, some call me millennial, some have even called me Gen Z, and it's like, but I'm older than that. Like I was still in high school when when the millennium happened. So
I thought Gen X was like officially over at like 80.
But that's just it. Is
Yeah, because the
compared-
millennials were the ones who are coming of age in the millennial.
Yeah.
So they were like, when the millennial happened, you were like coming of age. So that makes you a millennial.
Yeah, and that's just it. It's like it depends on which calendar I'm looking at, because some people determine that at different times.
I think you're on the cusp. Yeah, like Tina's a bit like she's a bit baby boomer and a bit Gen X. You're a bit Gen X and a bit millennial. Robin seems more Gen X.
84.
I'm 75.
Zennials, says Mr. The Teague.
69, dude.
The cool thing is that the Generation X was coined by Douglas Copeland, who is a Vancouver writer who is actually incidentally friends with my old co-host Colin Upton.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I haven't read any of those books since they came out, and I read them in my 20s. But he had Gen X, he had Shampoo Planet, he had Girlfriend in a Coma, he had A City of Glass, which was this gorgeous photo book about Vancouver. Douglas Copeland's pretty swell. Oh, Microsurfs, that was another really good one. He was a really good writer back in the late 90s.
Back when people still read things.
Yeah. Oh, it's weird. I don't know if it's because of Reels or TikTok or whatever, but I'm trying to read stuff and I'm just not motivated. Like, I have a book sitting right next to me that is one of my favorite books that I want to reread, and I'm not.
Yeah.
Mr. The Teague says, I think of it in terms of life experience. So to me, Gen X is more mixtapes and millennial side is more modem. And Mr. Magic Marmot says, Copeland is good. Our collective attention spans have definitely shortened.
What about Matthew?
And Marmot blamed Twitter.
Yeah. Twitter is responsible for a lot at this point.
I actually used to really love Twitter because, like, I joined when it was really early on, and I remember that, like, I used to use it as a way to promote my radio show, and I just thought it was so crazy that you could be so easily accessible to certain artists. Like, there's certain hip-hop acts that I really like that are independent that you don't hear a lot about that I could actually just write to, and they would write back. It was crazy. But the other thing, too, is I really loved the word limit. Like, it was fun to me to be creative and find ways of getting my point across, but with such a short amount of space. But yeah, I have to get off because of the obvious reasons. But it's really hard because it's like 20 years of my life on there, and then on top of it, I've cultivated my algorithm to just be art. And I'm writing a list out of all the artists I follow. It's like almost like 1,300 artists. I'm not finding them on Blue Sky. I'm barely finding them on Instagram, and it's frustrating because it's like I don't want to lose these people from my feed. But
have you tried Cara?
What's Cara?
CARA. And it's trying to be like what Instagram used to be. It's like trying to be a portfolio site. And a lot of artists left Twitter and went there.
Oh, okay. Because I'm on Blue Sky, right? Which is the Dorothy alternative.
Yeah, isn't Blue Sky where it's supposed to be at? I'm not sure. There was another one I was on where it was all like artists. I can't even remember what it was called. It finally shut down just a year or two ago. But
Mastodon.
It's not enough. You've got to have everybody on there. That's the problem. It's just artists.
Yeah.
Then it's only other
artists. There's so many people that are still on Twitter. Like, I still get notifications from all sorts of like businesses and stuff that I would have thought that would have left, and they're not.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's more important to them.
Mm-hmm.
Is that everything? I think that's everything. Okay. Then we are going to go splotchy.
I think you should have a couple in hiking gear with like hiking sticks on one of the boulders. Just this random absurd image.
Let's try this. Let's go.
Magic Marmot says Twitter's been pushing a lot of musky MAGA stuff. And Jeremy says I follow both artists, writers, and journalists. And then Magic Marmot says all the social media sites have their own feel, and once you get used to it, it's hard to adjust to another one. And it's true, and I haven't been using Twitter for a while, but I think it's more a question of like the amount of people that use it, right? Like it's like Chuck said, we have to find one where we all go to it. And I think like Blue Sky I thought that was going to be it, but it's just slow, I guess. You just got to keep those addresses and names and find them later.
My TikTok's been doing all right. I've been sort of posting videos there of like my drawing videos and stuff. You know, that's a lot of work doing a drawing video.
Yeah, but you can't trust TikTok because eventually it could be banned, right?
Probably, I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to know what's going to happen with that.
Was that like the reason why they're banning it is a legitimate reason? It's not like just some random like, oh, we just don't feel like entertaining this anymore. No, it's just like we're kind of worried that they're stealing our data and using it against us, and they might be spying on us through this app. It's a legitimate worry.
Yeah.
It is 3 minutes to go. I am going to stop there.
Oh no. All right.
I'm going to stop there. So you got a little bit of time to finish up your panel.
Your space panels look great, guys. Space chase, space race.
Let's see. I still have my Twitter in case Musk resigns and someone else gets it. And then I've been trying to do more shorts and post them on different sites, but some are phone only. And then looks awesome, says Pine Fox.
Space race. Space chase.
Yeah. I think it looks good. I'm going to take this moment to grab my cool thing, and I'll be right back.
Okay. Cool thing. I got no cool thing this time around. Nothing cool.
Yeah, this is on our show. This is where we would do Dale's retail roundup, and Dale would tell us all the things
about all his pens and all his
so
his pens
Zardoz
and his Zardoz
acquisitions. Zardoz acquisitions.
No, Dale's mad at me.
So no one else can buy Zardoz.
Dale's mad at you.
Yeah, Dale's mad at me. I called him out on some mansplaining, and he didn't like it. And anyway, so what I wanted to show was a couple weeks ago we had Thomas Perkins on the show, and this is his book, one of his books, If. And so, like, just like opening it up to a random page, it's got like all these cool drawings in it.
Nice.
Of all of his stuff, and like I'm still looking at it.
Very cool.
You know, I'm still like,
wow.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, he's really good. And so he was on the show a couple of weeks ago. He was back in January. So like, yeah. Anyway, so that's the first one I got was his If book, and then the next one I got was this one, which is like a sketch. It's like, it says the art of Thomas Perkins, and this one, it's kind of stiff, the pages on it, but it's like pages out of his sketchbooks that he like scanned in, and yeah, it's just these like cool drawings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
great.
I love how he used just red and black and white.
Yeah, and then you know you see like the occasional like just note card or whatever. And he laid out these books himself, I found out. He said he ran them by a friend of his who knew a little bit better. And then this was a sketchbook, another one that he has that has like, these are whole pages out of his sketchbook that he like.
Nice. Yeah, that's really cool.
And so,
gorgeous.
Yeah, and so I was picking his brain, and he said it took him like 3 to 6 hours for each one of these. And
that's a lot of time on a sketchbook drawing, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. But I think his plan was to do something like this.
Yeah.
Like.
It looks like a story just waiting to happen.
Yeah, he has this really gnarly style, and I dig
Love
it.
the colors.
So those arrived in the mail, and I had ordered them back in December, but he accidentally sent it to my old address, so I gotta update that on my PayPal, because that's what I used to pay. But yeah, so the Disney. Can you put a Z in Disney?
Oh.
Instead of S.
Yeah, we don't want to upset anybody. Sorry, lawyer.
Yeah. Thank you. The Disney ships chase Philo's gang into an actual asteroid field. Okay, excellent. I think that's great. That's awesome.
Good.
That's a good end to the show. And then let's see, we got let me tell you about mansplaining, says Magic Marmot. And then cool. We got from Pine Fox, nice, says Mr. T. Cool, says Jeremy. I think we got some good Philo art tonight.
Ooh.
We got some randomness from your screen there. Yeah. I'll turn off my screen there.
I was trying to find the perfect green to be the green for some other project that I'm working on. Well, I'm doing hex tiles on a green grass. So if anybody's got any green recommendations. Robin just said like basic green, but I mean I'm thinking
primary green. I don't know, like I 50-50.
Cyan, 80% magenta. I'm liking right now.
I'd have to see it.
I play with hex colors. I put it up against the other colors in the piece, see what it looks like against the eye.
Well, there's going to be all these things, so it's like a map. So, this basic grassy green that everything's got.
Well, then you don't want it like too bright.
The Canadian Green Party green. That's the green I'm talking about.
Right, I'll look at that one.
Hey, they got a really popular site.
That's probably there's a lot of different greens. That's what I'm saying. There's like you can go from a very bluey green to a very yellowy green.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
yes.
Well, I think their green is probably a little more yellowy, but it's a little muted too. Like I want to say there's maybe a bit of white in it. I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah, certainly if you're doing digital colors, you can get an extremely vivid green. If you're just doing like RGB.
Yeah.
But I'm going to keep it in the realm of print, which is more what you
I don't know.
produce using.
Like I said, I would just put it up against other colors in the piece and see what it looks like against it, especially if it's going to be your main light color that everything else is on. HSL says
he
Magic
wants
Marmot.
to have it big, like a map with these like different hexagons that are going on it, like icons on hexagons. So
I don't.
I think he's got to call it. I think he has to call what green he likes. It's really
I'd have to see what you're working on. I have to see your sketch. But with that, I am going to say goodnight, and I am going to say goodnight to my my guest, Chuck Whelon. Thank you for joining us.
Right, thank you.
Next week we have Kay Kirsch. I forgot to upload Kay's thing. Oh shoot. I forgot to upload Kay's thing. Let me upload it right now. And then that way I can do it real quick.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Saturday mornings, we have our regular other show, the Earth Space Live show, Which Amber's the best thing on it.
Oh,
so
you
don't
say
worry
that,
about it.
you say that, but we know it's not necessarily true. Anyway, let me do my thing. Okay, there, I uploaded it. Yes, Kate Kirsch is going to be guest artist on Philo this coming Tuesday, which is going to be a week from today. So join us. She is Philo alum, going all the way back 16 years. Usually
Is that Ringo Starr? Did she draw Ringo Starr?
Yeah, that's Philo as Ringo. That's like one of the really old Philos.
Nice.
I found from her Instagram. Oh, I'm sorry. Here, let me put it back on there.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so that's Philo as Ringo Starr from.
Oh, I never thought Philo could take on somebody else's personality.
Philo can do many things. Philo is amazing. So yes, so I will say good night to Chuck. Good night, Chuck.
Good night, Chuck.
And then I will say good night to Robin. Good night, Robin. And I will say good night to chat. Good night, chat. I appreciate you guys joining us every week for Philo and to help us write this crazy story. Again, I finished laying out the first book of Philo. That one will be available on March 1st. So before March 1st, the next show, I'll have like links and stuff available. And yeah, well, we should do that. And Tangent just came in at the last second. I'll see you guys next week. Have a good one.